Yeah, that's me, Mechee from the Midwest, pulling up in the 2022 Cherry Grand Cherokee. This ain't just a driveway, it's the front door to a conversation. Welcome to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast.
Welcome back to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. I had to get in here and give y'all the results of the weekend. I missed out on one event that I forgot to actually mention. Damn, I messed my beard up. Oh well. Adin Ross had a boxing event, and what he's been doing lately is if it's MMA fighters, celebrities, football, NBA, all type of players, you name it. They've been coming on here and they've been settling the score for the most part. And some of the fights been entertaining. It's been funny because there's been a lot of knockouts, but we had a couple of people catch a body over the weekend. We'll get into that in a second. Before you go any further, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, make sure you share, comment, and like the clips I'm putting out on Facebook, Instagram, also on YouTube, and on TikTok for the last, I want to say like last 3 months I've been on TikTok. And it's been getting I've been getting a lot of more reviews on TikTok, but I'm trying to spread it to where it's on all platforms. But if you could, make sure you get a chance to subscribe to the channel for sure. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm trying to think, should I start? I'll start with the celebrity boxing first, Adin Ross. This event was funny because, like I said, it was a couple of fights on here. It's like, what are these cats doing on here? For example, we had a match between Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson. They're both former teammates in the Big Three. They played in the NBA against each other and stuff like that. I thought they was pretty cool with each other. I guess it was some money on the line. Obviously, it was some money on the line, and they agreed to do an MMA fight. Now, with this MMA fight, what I knew was I thought that with both of them being like hood type of cats that want to square up, I thought it was just going to be a striking match. So in my mind, I was like, why didn't they just go to just do a boxing match instead? But I think they did an MMA fight just to set up a boxing fight because this fight was they both landed a couple punches, but Stevenson ends up going for a takedown, and when he did, he was on top of Michael Beasley, and he was able to get I want to say a side choke, and he was able to pull off the submission. Now, Michael Beasley like 6'10", so I thought that he'd be able to get around or bully Lance a little bit to get from off the ground, but he wasn't able to. But it just shows you that he was very inexperienced when it comes to ground game. Now, after the fight, Michael Beasley was like, look, dog, all right, now it's 1-on-1 because we played 1-on-1 in basketball. Lance was like, well, basketball is different from fighting. Like, he can't beat me in fighting. Run the boxing match. I think they should do a boxing match, and most likely they will because they collected a nice little bag from Adin Ross. But overall, very entertaining fight. They both look scared as hell to fight each other because I think they is actually cool in real life. But like I said, when the money calls, they'll do anything, especially with these streamers paying and getting the money they paying. I think it's good to see some of these fighters do their thing. Like with Draymond Green, when he retired, there's so many people that don't like him. Get in the boxing ring, collect some money, and like I said, just show if you're so tough, get in the boxing ring and do a couple matches. And I feel like that with a lot of NBA, NFL players, a lot of them be having beef with each other. Settle it on the off season and jump on the Adin Ross thing. Hopefully, a couple of people like Jake Paul, they're already doing boxing matches, but a couple of people already got a hold of them. Like, you know what, we doing the same thing. So overall, salute to Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson. But it's just a funny fight to see them dudes doing MMA. Next fight was the co-main. Actually, I'll lead the co-main event for the last. The main event was Johnny Manziel versus some cat. I don't even know what this dude problem was, but Manziel came out there kicking the hell out of him. He kicked him like 5-6 times and was able to get on top of him and punish him a little bit. I think they had beef, like an online going beef for quite some time, and finally they was able to settle the score. Johnny Manziel pulled off the win. I think the co-main event should have actually been the main event because this was a fight that nobody expected. I don't know where the hell this fight came from, but if you know the guy, if you've been on YouTube for years, you know who Super Hot Fire is. Back in the days, he used to do freestyles, like funny freestyles. It got millions of views and stuff like that. We didn't hear from him for a while, and next thing you know, he started popping up doing the celebrity boxing with people that's been calling him out, or he been calling people out, and he been getting in with them boys, man. Who was it? He fought Ray J. Now everybody knows like the whole Ray J situation that he's been saying he got health issues, that he don't got too much time to live. And a lot of people saying like Ray J just do anything for entertainment and to keep his name ringing. And I'm glad he took this fight because this was an MMA fight. I'm glad it ended the way it did because maybe it knocked a little sense into him. The first round, this fight went 2 rounds. The first round, Super Hot Fire didn't throw not one punch. He didn't throw a single punch. He let Ray J punch him a couple times and moved out the way. I think and believe that he was very confident that he didn't believe that Ray J could do any harm to him. So he didn't fight him at all. Second round, he caught him with like 3 hits. And the last hit stunned him and had him leaning on the ropes like Adrian Broner when he fought Madonna back in the days. After the fight, my man's had a big ass knot on his head like Martin on the episode when he fought Hitman Hearns, and he said something that had people confused because he was like, "Really, bro? Like that ain't what we talked about before the fight and stuff." As if this was a fixed fight. What I believe happened was he told him, "Look, let's run up the views on this fight. Let's make it last 3 rounds. I'm gonna come out and get a couple punches off. You get a couple punches off. Third round, we throw hands, met the best fan win." That's what I think happened. Or Ray just thought that we're just going to fake this fight and collect the bag. Super Hot Fire wasn't hearing none of that shit. He went out there and he put the biggest knot on Ray J head. I'm gonna try to put the video on here. If y'all don't check out my TikTok, I left some highlights on there. But it was just funny to see AJ get his ass whooped because he talked so much shit. He was violating this man in the press conference because he was talking about some after I beat you, I'm gonna do you. Like some things you can't be saying to no grown man. A lot of people gonna look at the all right, bro. You doing all this suspect stuff, you talking crazy to me, then I gotta handle you. And that's what happened. So salute to Super Hot Fire. I really hope Ray J gets the mental health, the guidance that he needs for his mental health because he just been off the rocker these last couple of years. His sister Brandy, he keep putting her name in his mouth and stuff like that. It's annoying because it's like he wants so much attention. Maybe this is a cry for help, but at some point he gonna have to seek help having kids. You don't want your kids to see you looking crazy online all the time. So salute to Ray J, man. Hopefully he get the help, and salute to Super Hot Fire for beating the hell out that boy and waking him up. So that's all I have for the celebrity boxing, man. I know we got some UFC coming on this week. We'll talk about that most definitely. But the other topic I want to get into was the fights in Egypt in DAZN, on DAZN. All right, so if y'all caught the fights, these fights went down right in front of the pyramids. First of all, the setup was amazing. They had the pyramids in the back. Then they had these pyramids set up in front of them that showed the fighter on one and the fighter on the other one. So it was just. I'm really obsessed with Egypt. I want to go there so bad. I know within the next 5 years I will be going there. I'm gonna take my lady there. Hopefully I can take my kids there or whatever. But I'm just so fascinated with it and like obsessed with Egypt. Just the way the pyramids look. It looks like one of those places you go to is just breathtaking to know that Egyptians were here, that the camels be walking through here, and so much history is down there in those pyramids. I want to be a part of that. So I'm looking forward to that. But this boxing event was great. Just seeing the setup. It was a couple upsets on this fight. I'll be real about that. Frank Sanchez versus Torres. I thought with Torres being a younger fighter and Sanchez not looking too good in his last couple fights, he looked okay, but he didn't look too good. I thought that the younger fighter was going to demolish him, and it went the complete opposite. I want to say round 2, Sanchez Torres got a little too confident and left his guard down, and Sanchez was able to hit him with a mean 2-piece and put him damn near through the ring. Like he could barely get up. When his body hit that damn canvas, it looked like he was gonna fall through it. So congratulations to Frank. That was a title eliminator. That's gonna keep him as a fighter for the mandatory belt. I think that was for Usyk's WBO belt. That if he wins the main event, that'll be the belt that he fight for. So that'll be a nice setup with Sanchez versus Usyk. The other fight card was, let me see, who else was it? The main event is what I really want to talk about because I'm trying to think who else fought on that card. Oh, Jimenez The one that just beat Berlanga not too long ago, he made easy work. It really ain't much to talk about. He caught Buddy with a body shot, and he couldn't recover from that. But the main event of the evening, a lot of people said it was a robbery and a homicide for the most part. Usyk almost went the distance with this Rico cat that was a kickboxer. I thought that, to me, from watching it from round 1 to 11, I had Rico winning this fight. He just looked far too aggressive on Usyk. He was landing the heavier, stronger power punches on Usyk. And it just felt like Usyk was like stunned. He didn't know what to do. To me, out of those 11 rounds, Usyk maybe won 2 rounds. It was an early round, maybe like around 5. And then later on in the fight, maybe 9 or 10, he won that round. Well, round 11. What happened was at the end of that fight, at the end of round 11, it was, I think, like 30 seconds left, and he just let off a fury of punches on Rico, and it put him through the ropes. Now, the controversy was when Rico stood back up to fight. Usyk got back on him, and he kept on hitting him until it was maybe like 5 seconds left, but he didn't answer with any punches. He wasn't throwing anything back. And if you know boxing, if you're not responding, if you get hit 10, 15 times and you're not throwing a punch back, the ref is going to jump in the middle, because if you're not going to throw it, you're going to end up getting yourself killed. And that's what happened. A lot of people say, well, there's only 5 seconds left. Let him fight to the bell. Let him keep punching. It's like, dog, do y'all want people to die? It's like, boxing is a gladiator sport, but these are not the Rome times. Like, we're not back in the Roman times where you fought to the death. That's not how boxing goes. So I think the referee got it right, but I was very impressed with the way that Rico was able to keep up with Usyk, because nobody's gave him a fight like that. I mentioned before the fight that Usyk has beat Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. He didn't beat all these big dudes, and then Rico is just as big as them, but it was like he's a kickboxer. He only had 1 fight on his boxing record. So somebody being 1-0, going up against one of the pound for pound fighters in a top 5 fighter, if not a top 3, maybe number 1, it was just crazy to see that. Rico did a great job. I think he could, if he fights the way he fought Usyk, he can bang with some of these big heavyweights. But we'll see how it is and what's lined up for him in the future. But I was very concerned for Usyk this fight. Looking at the fight card, total punches, Usyk landed 112 to Rico's 113. Total jabs, 23 to 20. Power punches, 89 to 93. So on that last round, let me see, the last round, Usyk went 19 for 67 on total punches. Rico landed 11 for 67. But I will say every punch that Usyk threw was lightning. Like, it was power behind it. So Usyk said he needs to rest up. I know he's going to rest. I do believe with this fight, this mandatory fight, they're going to say with him and Sanchez, he'll be able to beat Sanchez without a problem. But hopefully goes back to the drawing board and don't take anybody for granted, because Rico is looking to stay in that division, and he has a possible chance of beating a few of those guys. So that's all I got for boxing, man. A very entertaining week for boxing. Last thing I want to get in here and talk about real quick is the NBA playoffs. Just a little quick update on that. So as far as the NBA goes, it looks like New York is on their way to the NBA Finals after damn 50 years. They are up 3-0 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. What bothers me about this is that Cleveland had opportunities to win a game, maybe 2, but they blew it. They simply blew it. The second game, they blew it. They was up 22 points in the fourth quarter with about 7 minutes left. Found a way to blow it. James Harden is getting picked on. They bully balling him. They taking turns shooting on him. Everybody knew this before they traded for him. That's why I didn't understand the trade, because Garland is a younger player that has a higher ceiling at his point in his career compared to James Harden. James Harden is not going out there looking to score 20, 30 points anymore. That's what they need. They need him to step up and do that. But being down 3-0, it looks like it's impossible for them to come back. Another year where Cleveland looked good and they just shit the bed. They was lucky enough to get out of the second round, but now it's like, what are y'all doing? Y'all not doing much. Y'all embarrassing yourself. What's even more embarrassing is that the coach was saying that analytically they should have won 2 games. It's like, dog, analytically nothing. Fuck all that you talking about. Y'all lost the game because your players gave up on you. You're not calling timeouts when these dudes is going on 10-0 runs. Call the timeout. Get the freshmen in there. Get the defensive players in there. If Harden is not doing what y'all paid him to do, take his ass out the game, and maybe that'll light a fire under him to get back in the game and actually kill. The coach needs to talk to the players individually. Harden, you're not playing any defense. Put your hands up. Do something. Stop letting these dudes run past you. Letting Jalen Brunson at 6'1" or 6'2" shoot on you, and you like 6'5", 6'6". Stop letting this little ass dude come down and shoot on you like you're a little kid. It's that simple. I don't understand. Like I said, I know they try to blame a lot on the coaches, but I feel like the coach, his main job is the coach. You got to tell the players what you want. You can't just be sitting there on the sideline like this, just looking at players and talking to the referees. No, get on your players' ass. Hey, get your ass to the bench, man. You're not doing nothing for me. Get off the court. It's that simple. It has to be that simple. But some coaches, it's not like that. So it looks like Cleveland is going out. My other thing is that with the New York Knicks, so many New York Knicks fans, they really believe in these cats. And like I might sound like a hater, but it's just like we've seen this story for so many years. What makes y'all think they can beat a team on the West Side? I don't see them beating the Spurs or OKC. And it's because at some point, Towns is going to disappear. They're going to have a game plan to shut down Bronson. And when you take those two out, Bridges, OG, inconsistent. They're not going to – Josh Hart, inconsistent. They're not going to step up and lead the team to victory against a top-tier team as in the Spurs or OKC. I just don't see it personally. Now, when you look at the teams they played in the playoffs so far, nothing has been impressive. Detroit, everybody was saying that Detroit wasn't a good number one, that they would crumble in the playoffs because they relied too much on Cade Cunningham. That's exactly what happened. They relied too much on Cade Cunningham, and Detroit got put out, right? Who else was it? I can't remember who they played before that. But then now you're looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They look good on paper, but they don't play as good because Donovan Mitchell is obviously he's going to keep shooting the ball. If nobody's stepping up, it's going to be him Dolo out there. It's a trend, and it's the same trend with the Knicks. Once somebody locks up Bronson, it's nothing they can do. It's nothing they can do. Towns are not going to step up, be the primary. Neither is Hart, OG, or Bridges. I just don't see it. So, like I said, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, man, but I just believe this is the Knicks NBA Finals right here. If they're able to pull off this win tonight against Cleveland and rest up, I believe that they're walking into hell to play the Thunder or the Spurs. That's just my personal opinion. I just feel like both of those teams are way better than the Knicks, and they'll see that when they play them. So that's all I got for that series. The other series, OKC and Spurs, is going just how everybody wanted to go, a back-and-forth series. It is 2-2 now, going back to Oklahoma. OKC put on one of the worst displays I've seen them play since I've been watching Oklahoma play. They lost by damn near 30 points, and it was just like Shea was off. They did a good job of defending him, and then Shea was doing a lot of flopping. They wasn't calling it. But then outside of that, Chet, he's just shook. Him and Hartenstein are shook of damn Wemby. They won't come into the paint. I've seen them right under the rim decide to pass up on a shot and kick it back out just because they fear him. Go up with him, dunk on him. Y'all got weight on him. At least try to dunk on him and get the foul called or put the ball in the basket. It's simple. But these cats just playing scared, and once people smell blood, they take advantage of it. I do think OKC will win tomorrow night in Oklahoma, but this looking like it's going to the game 7, which would be good for New York because now, as soon as the playoffs start, hey, you got to get right back out there. We had four games. Y'all might come off rusty because y'all did that the first time and end up losing to a team. And no, I take that back. If New York, well, they did look rusty the first game. They just found a way to get back in the game. But if Cleveland kept their foot on the gas, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. It'd be 2-1, or better yet, it could be 2-1 for Cleveland, but that's not the way it happened. So I I believe the Knicks will pull this off and go to the NBA Finals. I just don't see them beating either team in the West. That's just my personal opinion. In the comments, let me know if you're a Knicks fan, why do you believe that they will win the championship? They could win against the West Side. I just don't see it happening. Please drop a comment and let me know why y'all think so much or give so much to this team. I know it's your team, but be realistic. Do y'all really believe they can beat the Spurs or the OKC Thunder? That's all I got for y'all, man. 8 p.m. tonight, we got Cleveland versus New York on ESPN at 8 p.m. Let's see if Knicks can get them out of there. I'm hoping Cleveland can at least get one in just for their pride. But if not, Knicks got a lot of time to rest up and wait for the NBA Finals. That's all I got for y'all, man. Great sports been going on. I've been watching a couple new episodes of TV shows. I've been watching MIA on Peacock. The Shy just started back. I watched that episode, and I'm missing something. Nemesis. Just finished that series up. That'll be a topic I'll discuss this week. So make sure y'all tune in this Thursday or this Friday morning for the new episode of the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will catch y'all in a couple of days. Y'all be safe out there, and happy Memorial Day to all those that were lost, that are no longer here with us. It's a difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Veterans Day is for vets that serve, some that are no longer here, and current vets that are still alive like myself. And Memorial Day is just to honor those that are no longer here with us. Know the difference. Don't be sending me no message talking about Happy Memorial Day because I'm still alive. That's all I got for y'all. I will catch y'all.